Loen, welcome to Praxis Group International. I'm in my office today to try to help you find some valid, genuine, official TOEFL IBT practice tests. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there are a lot of practice tests on the internet that claim to be TOEFL tests. There are many companies that have their own TOEFL tests, but they're not valid practice. What do I mean by valid practice? You see, ETS TOEFL tests have very specific structures and rules that they use to create the test. And all of these other tests are TOEFL-like tests, but they're not real TOEFL tests. And this is a problem because if you're practicing and you're able to pass those other kinds of tests, you won't be prepared for the real test. And if you've been struggling with your TOEFL IBT, you know exactly what I mean. Now, the other problem that we have with ETS is that over the years, the test has changed. I've been doing this since 2007. I've written 18 TOEFL guides in that time, and that's because from time to time, the test changes. And so I have to change what I teach because I teach you exactly how to answer the questions according to the structure and rules of the test. Now, when you're looking for TOEFL tests today, it's getting harder and harder to find them. I've got a stack of TOEFL books here that I've been collecting since 2007. I've thrown a lot of books away because they're just not useful anymore. The only valid book that we have right now is this one, the official TOEFL IBT test, volume 2 by ETS over here. All right, now that one is sort of valid, but only because the reading section, listening section, speaking section, and the first writing question is the same. It has the same structure and rules as we have in this book. But the structure of the test has changed where there are only 2 passages in the reading section now, and this book has 3, which I seem to think is great because that gives my students extra practice. The listening section is the same, the speaking section is the same, but only the first writing question is the same, so you need to go elsewhere for that writing practice. And this is what brings me to my point for making this video today. ETS, up until recently, and I'm talking about 2 or 3 weeks ago, was offering several free practice tests on their website. They even had 28 scored questions for the second writing question. That was wonderful. Wonderful. You can go onto their site and for free, you can practice. It's an unofficial AI scored test, but it gave us lots of practice. But today, they're all gone. They're all gone. ETS is going through some revamping, and they've always been really stingy with their practice tests. I mean, since I started, you could get three official ETS practice tests. And then later on, they came up with another book that had 5. So we had 8 official practice tests, but not anymore. Not anymore. This is a problem for us because you need 3 things in order to improve on your TOEFL IBT. You need repetition. That means you need to know all the procedures and rules for each question. And you need to practice them over and over again. That means that you have to have repetition to learn these new things. You have to have association. You have to be familiar with the test, the real test, not those fake tests. And you have to have application. That's practice, real practice. I have many students that come to me. I give you 5 genuine ETS practice tests, and if you don't learn in those 5 practice tests, guess what? There aren't any more. There just aren't. So what you have to know is how to take the test. Because if you don't know how to take the test, all the practice in the world won't help. And it doesn't help that ETS is restricting all the practice tests. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go online. Go to the ETS website because believe me, all those other websites that promise thousands of TOEFL questions, no, they're not. They're basic English grammar questions. And the ones that have TOEFL-like tests, they're not. They're not. They have different rules. We have to use genuine ETS practice tests So let's take a look and see what ETS is making available to us. Let's take a look. All right, so here we are at the official ETS.org website, and I'm looking for practice tests. So here I am at the TOEFL test prepare students for university study, immigration, and more part of the website. If I scroll down, you can see that this is actually the genuine ETS website. Let's go back up to, I don't want to know all that stuff. I just want some practice, And let's see. I am a test taker. Yes, I am. I'll select that. And it says the TOEFL test prepares students for university study, immigration, and more. Okay. Again, but what do I just want a practice test, really? So I've got TOEFL IBT or TOEFL Essentials. I want the TOEFL IBT. I don't want to register though. What am I gonna do? Let me learn more. TOEFL IBT test. Okay. So now I'm getting somewhere. New, take your TOEFL IBT preparation to a whole new level. Learn more. Why can't they just give me a practice test? TOEFL IBT test. This is where I want to be. So this is where they used to have links to free practice tests, but now they have something called TOEFL Test Ready. And, well, all right, so let me go there then. So I go here and to register. I don't want to register for anything. I just want a free practice test. Let me see if I can find something else. Okay, to make this video a little shorter, I haven't shown you everything that I had to go through to find this page, but again, we are at the TOEFL IBT tests, right? I'm looking for a practice test. So let me scroll down and see what I have. Sample the TOEFL IBT test. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I'm going to start your TOEFL IBT journey with a 40-minute experience where you will become more familiar with the content and structure found in the full length in just under 2-hour test. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Now, launch the sample experience. But I've got two options. Which one do I want? I'm planning to take the TOEFL IBT test. I work with TOEFL IBT test. Well, no, I'm planning to take the test. So I click here and sample the TOEFL IBT test and unlock your English proficiency. But look at this. Again, I have to register and I have to put in not just my name, my email address, my phone number. Why do I have to put in all this information? I just want to take a simple practice test. Can't you just give me a free practice test, ETS? Let's see what else we can find. Okay, so I've done my Google search and I have found an up-to-date. This is from July 26, 2023. This is somewhat of a valid ETS genuine TOEFL practice test that you could use to be familiar with the test today, to know what the structures and rules of the test are. And it's a PDF file, so you can even download this onto your computer and print it out if you want to. However, it's not really great practice because although you can do the reading test, what about the listening, the speaking, and the writing? There's no audio for this test. And therefore, although this test is good for familiarity and work in the reading section, it offers extremely limited practice with only 2 passages in the reading section. If you would like to have access to this test, look in the description of this video and I'll leave a link for it for you there. But is there any other valid practice that I don't have to register for? Let's take a look. Wow, take a look at this website. It seems truly official. ETS TOEFL IBT, the power is in your hands. Take control of your future with the TOEFL IBT test and be unstoppable through the power of English proficiency. This site looks amazing. Let's take a look. Let's scroll down and see what they have to offer. I could register now. I don't want to register yet. You know what I mean? I just want a practice test about know the power of English proficiency. And they even have a video here. I'm not going to play it now. You can if you want to later. And nice. Passing the TOEFL opened a lot of doors for me. So they have a testimony. That's wonderful. And look, a pretty girl. This makes it such a nice website. Explore where your power can take you. It sounds so good. Learn more. How about I learn more? Explore. Explore where your power can take you. And what? Launch your journey. Register now. I don't want to register just yet. Popular destinations. I don't care about that. I want a practice test, ETS. Don't you understand? I need to pass this test now. So let me go back. Okay. This is where I found that site. You see? I found it here. I went here. It takes forever to load this site, by the way. And the power is in my hands. But you know what? Let me go ahead and register and see where it takes me. Aha. It takes me to the official ETS website where I can register for test ready. But I don't want to register for test ready. Let me just go back. Hello, let me go back. Hello, let me go back. I think you get my point. If you've been trying to find valid, official ETS TOEFL IBT practice tests, you find yourself in this loop of registering and giving up your life and your information just to get one simple practice test. It's annoying. I got to tell you, I'm really distressed as a TOEFL tutor and as your friend. I want you to have as much practice as possible, but you have to have valid practice. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. So let me see what I can do to help you to get the practice that you need. It won't let me go back. Now I'm stuck here. This is getting really frustrating. Let's take a look at some other options to see what can we find that's a valid practice test that I don't have to register and give up all my information for. I mean, I will if I have to, but let's see if I can just find more than that one simple printout test that doesn't really help. No, there's got to be tests. I mean, they used to give, they had like 5 that you can actually take, and they would even score them for you. It was wonderful. What happened, ETS? Let's find out if we can get one of those practice tests now. All right, so here I am back to my Google search, and I've got a link here that said TOEFL practice questions. Let's try that. And here we are with a listening test. Does it work?
Listening section.
Yes, it does. I can skip my directions. I have to hit OK. Fantastic. Look in the...
Hi, Professor Mason. Do you have a minute?
Yes, of course, Eric.
All right, so here we are back at my Google search, and I can see that I have several options from ets.org that have TOEFL practice tests. Well, let me take a look to see what they offer. It does go to a test. What kind of test is it? It's a writing test.
Section direction.
Get a pencil and paper and write down this link or check the description in this video and I'll leave it there. So if you want to take a writing practice test, this will be the link to go to. Let's take a look and see what else ETS has for us. Let's see, there's best my test. Well, I really want genuine, official ETS practice tests. So I'm going to ets.org, and the next one, it looks the same, is it? No, this is a listening test. So go ahead and take note of the address for the link. And if you'd like, you can check the description in this video and get the link so that you can take this practice test. Let's see what else ETS has to offer us. This is a TOEFL Essentials practice test. That will not do because it's not the same as the TOEFL IBT. This is for the TOEFL ITP. That's not the same. Let's see, we have here ets.org, TOEFL practice questions. Aha, a free practice test. Fantastic. And if you want to, you can go into the description and look for it there. Well, let's see, we've got a practice test for writing and listening. Here's one for reading. And again, it's a PDF file that you can download so that you can print it if you want to. I'll go ahead and take that link and put it in the description below. But what about a speaking test? Here we are back at our Google search. It says resources for the TOEFL IBT test. Let's see what they have. TOEFL IBT test. Okay. Prepare for the test. Accessible formats. This seems to be where I've been before. ETS, you're loopy. Well, there's apps. Let's learn more. TOEFL IBT test. I've been here before. Preparing for the test. TOEFL IBT apps. TOEFL Go app. Go to TOEFL Test Ready. Wait a minute. I thought I was going to TOEFL Go. Nope. Back to Test Ready, where I have to register if I want to try to take a test. All right, ETS, you got me. Let me go ahead and create an account and sign in. All right, so I've created my account and aha, now we're talking. Launch, free, and purchased test prep. Okay, here we are. Test Ready home. Let's see. There's a free activity of the day, listening conversations, but what if I want to take a full test? Let's take a look at other resources. More prep resources. Go further to build your readiness with these additional tools. Yay. What else have we got? I want to shop. How about insights? Monitor progress toward your best score. Okay. Complete activities to reveal insights. All right, so there's the free practice test. And I've clicked on the reading to see how it works. And yes, I can take the test. What about the listening? Start. Choose your prep experience. General experience, screen reader accommodation. Well, I want the general experience, so I'll continue. Listening test. And next.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a librarian.
Okay, I'm assuming that it's going to work. And what about back to the speaking test? Yes, speaking test, go next. Speaking directions, microphone access. Wants to access, I hate it when they want to access my microphone because I don't want them to access my microphone at will, but I have to. All right, so I've got my speaking test. And what about the writing? Writing. There was a problem generating feedback for one or more questions. Retry these questions to receive a score. retake the section. Retake the section. Writing test. Okay. And writing test directions, kicking into the writing test. And I'm assuming that the writing test will work. All right, so I've got this one test. One. Just one. Test. Am I supposed to master the TOEFL IBT with only one practice test? What is this? Learn about research-based TOEFL. I don't care about that. Looking for more info about TOEFL IBT? View more test resources. View more resources. We've been here before. I don't want that. I want at least one more practice test. And mock tests. There we go. Most popular. Shop now. These are the tests that I can take and pay for on the website, but I'm still looking for some free practice. I mean, I don't mind paying, but how about at least one more practice test? No. Speaking section tests. Nope. Everything here has a price tag. Oh, by the way, the books they have available here, these are outdated. Don't buy these books. The practice tests in these books are no longer valid. It's a waste of money. All right, this is a long road to get to where we're at. But as you can see, ETS is very, very stingy. And I mean that they don't give very many practice tests. It's hard to find valid practice tests. There are many other companies that offer TOEFL-like tests, but it's not the same. So don't waste your time on those. Sorry, other tutors and companies, they just don't work. I know that you need to pass this test. I know how important it is. I want to help you pass this test as quickly as possible. So if you really want to pass the TOEFL IBT with so few resources, you need to know how to take the TOEFL IBT and get that respectable passing score. That's exactly what I teach you in my course. I teach you how to get a higher score with fewer practice tests. You see, when you're doing things the wrong way, all the practice in the world won't work. But when you're doing things the right way, you don't have to practice very much to get that respectable passing score. In other words, it's kind of like having the right key for a lock. If you have the wrong key, you can mess around forever and it'll never open. But when you have the right key, all you got to do is put it in the lock and turn it, and it works. That's exactly what I teach you. In my courses, I teach you the structures and rules that the test is based on so that you can apply it directly to the TOEFL IBT, and it works. In fact, most of my students say, but Mr., this is too easy. They're used to struggling a lot, but when they do what I teach them, it works because the TOEFL IBT is not what you might think. It's not a test of English. It's a test of knowing the procedures and rules required to get that respectable passing score. If you're like most of my students, you're a pharmacist or a nurse or a dentist or a teacher or an engineer, you know that procedures and rules are what you need to know to do your job well. TOEFL IBT is testing you on how well you know the procedures and rules you need to use to answer the questions, and can you use them while working under pressure. Come and see me. Let me help you pass your TOEFL IBT by teaching you exactly the structures and rules that you need to answer each question quickly and accurately, get that respectable passing score, and get on with your life. Again, look in the link for the links to the practice test that I've shown you on the video today, and there's a link there that you can come subscribe to my video course. You'll also find me there to help you. Remember, when you come to my course, you're not just taking another TOEFL course, you are passing your TOEFL IBT, and I'm there to make sure you do. I'll see you there.